Hello and welcome back to my crafting. Well, I've just been out for a walk. I've been off to get my prescription from the chemist, and it is most definitely autumnal now. There's leaves blowing around everywhere. It's quite chilly. I actually have my coat and scarf on, but it's lovely and sunny. It's my favourite time of year, I think. Autumn and spring I prefer to summer. I didn't cope very well with all the heat this summer. Anyway, so with the days drawing in, I don't know about you, but I always get the urge to get a bit of crochet out, get a bit of slow stitching out, the kind of things I can sit and snuggle up in the evenings and do while I'm watching a bit of something on the telly or on YouTube if I'm up here. So I did do a video just recently, just putting together the stuff for my Kawandi quilt, which is going to be one of my slow stitching projects for this winter. I've got another one as well going on, a fabric journal, but the Kawandi quilt is what I want to get started on today. So let me show you what I've got. Now, traditionally Kawandi quilts are used making up all kinds of scraps of whatever you've got, but I actually have this pack that I bought on eBay a while ago, a completely random mixture of prints. I think there are only 2 in there that are the same. That's these Christmassy ones, and I'm going to take them out. So I've just got this random mixture of prints. Now they don't all need to be, if I don't want them to be regular sizes for this, so I will cut them up or tear them up as I go along. Traditionally, yeah, you can use like old sheets and things like that, old clothes to do the sort of the wadding in the middle. So I'm sort of going against the tradition of it by using new stuff here. But again, I got this fabric for nothing. It was one of those free bundles I got from Contrado. So I'll leave a link to Contrado. Their free fabric bundles are brilliant. You just pay £5.49 for the pack. This is in the UK for the post and packing, and it comes the next day, and it's 2 kilos of huge pieces. I've cut these up, huge pieces of nicely pressed and folded fabrics, just mostly plain white. There are a couple of bits of blue like this. Yeah, so I thought this will be perfect as the back. I'm just going to do a really small one to start with. It'll end up, got to turn the edges in, it'll end up only about a foot square, and I'll turn it into a project bag or needle case or something. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I just want to do it for the sake of it, really. So let's get my face out of the way. I've never done a Kawandi quilt before, so I don't really know what I'm doing, and I will probably break all of the rules, and the Siddi women who invented this technique in the first place would probably be horrified at how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to be inspired by Kawandi quilts rather than say I'm actually going to make one, I think. So I've got my lovely scissor keep that my friend Trina made for me, and she gave me these scissors with it as well, so you can keep 3 different sizes of scissors. I usually have a paper cutting pair in there actually, or in there. I've got this, I like using this thread for quilting with, but I have got these that I got cheap at the shop I used to work at. Cotton. So I think I'm going to use this because it looks more like what you see the ladies using, and they use quite big needles, and they wood it out as well, and it's quite hard work to get the needles through by the look of it. I don't want it to be that much hard work really, so again I'm going to adapt it a little bit. I just want to be able to use, I like these little needles for doing this kind of thing. There we go, it's got a big eye, so I can get that kind of thread through it. The Siddi ladies who make these quilts just finger press everything, so I'm not going to get an iron out because I'm too lazy anyway, but I have got this pressing kind of wheel thing. It's very squeaky, but it does do a good job, so I might use this as well. My fingers and my grip strength isn't what it used to be, I must say. I've just got 2, rather than use another thick layer of something. It doesn't need to be thick because this isn't for warmth, it's just for the look of it, but I did think, you know, one more layer would be nice to give it a bit of substance. So I've just got two layers of the same fabric, and I'm just gonna, so I'm gonna turn this in all around all the edges. Like I say, the ladies that I've watched on TV, on YouTube, just finger press like that, which is all you need to do. I'm going to use this to get a really good crease, and then I'll be ready to start. I don't have to miter corners or anything. I don't think you have to do any of that. Well, I suppose I could do. Would it look better if I mitered the corners? It might do. Okay, anyway, right, I'm just going to turn these in for now. You know, the Siddi women just they sit and work on these together. They sit on the ground with big piles of scraps of fabric all around them, just there There's scissors and needles and thread. I think just for ease I'm going to take the time to just tack all around the edge, just to turn my edges in. So I'm going to do that and then come back to you. Right, I've finished. I've just done tacking stitches all around the edges to keep that hem in. So that hem is about, I don't know, I don't think it matters, about ½ inch, about 1.5 centimetres, something like that. So I've ended up with a piece 37 centimetres square-ish. So, and please don't think this is a tutorial about how to do Kawandi quilting, because I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm just, yeah, like I said just now, just kind of being inspired by Kawandi quilts. And like I say, I don't need these, although it was great that this pack came with beautifully cut, beautifully pressed squares. They didn't need to be for this. So there's my thread. I'm going to keep going with this thread all the way through. I'm just going to sort of fairly randomly cut these pieces of fabric. So what they do with these is they work all around the outside and then work their way inwards. So I'm going to start with one of these corners. And I'm just going to finger press. Oh, that's holding the press much better. I think this must be a poly cotton, because it's just not holding the press very well. So I bet if I press this with the wheel, it will get a really nice, yeah, look, you get a lovely crisp fold with that. Well, so I don't think the Siddi ladies use pins or anything. I'm just going to go right up to the edges like this. So afterwards, once I'm done, I'll have stitching all over the back, but I won't need to kind of put a border on or anything like that. And then they finish it with these lovely little, I don't know how they do, I haven't worked that out yet, but these little kind of triangles coming off the corner, which look really cute. I'll have to trying to work that out. I can't find any kind of tutorials at the moment that show you how to do that bit. So I'm going to stitch this piece on now, and I'm just going to use a running stitch with this fairly thick thread all the way through. I'll probably I'll just get the knot in here so where it won't show. Now, yeah, so I only need to fold under these two edges, I think. So I'm completely making this up as I go along, and I think I'm actually going to use pins, even if it's not traditional, at least until I kind of get the hang of what I'm doing. The Siddi women are they live in India, but the people originated in Africa. Here we go. So I'm just going to put those 3 pins in there just to get me started. And now I'm going to stitch around that, and I'll come back and show you when that's done and I'm ready to put the next square on. Right, I've got that first piece stitched on. It's pretty quick actually. I think this is all going to grow quite quickly. I might end up trying a big one. Anyway, yeah. Let's not speak too soon. So now I've got this little piece of this yellow I'm going to use next, and I've turned it in all round and finger pressed it again, and then I'm going to overlap it with this raw edge here and just start stitching it on again. If I can manage it without the pin this time. It is, even the thin fabrics that I'm using here, it is quite, you have to push quite hard with the needle sometimes. I don't get on very well with thimbles, so, and I don't think my stitching is very neat. I need to, obviously it is going to show. I do love the look of like when you get rows and rows of running stitch, but I do need to perhaps keep it a bit neater. Now I had turned that edge under, but I don't need to because that will get covered by the next piece, so I'm just going to leave that flat. That edge needs to be turned under and this edge, but the other two I can leave raw. and I'm going to try now to be a little bit more even with my stitching, seeing as it is going to show. I guess you could do all kinds of decorative stitching on it really, but traditionally they just use this, yeah, quite a, from what I can see, quite a thick looking white coloured thread with quite big needles, and it's sort of, you know, but I don't know, I'd enjoy doing it like that. I want to enjoy my bit of stitching, so well, my stitches seem to be determined to be the size they want to be, so I'll just concentrate on making them as uniform as I can. Okay, I'm going to stitch this piece on, then I'll come back and show you one more piece. Come back again in a few days and show you how it's getting on. I don't think it's going to take too long actually. Okay, see you in a minute. Right, I'm ready to put my third piece on now. And then what I'm going to do is carry on and work all the way around the outside, and then when I'm ready to start working in from there, then I'll come back and do another little video. Like I say, I think this is going to be a relatively quick method actually. I've already stopped using the pins because you can just, the pieces are quite small, you can just hold it together really. When I'm going through several layers, I'm finding I'm just pushing it against my surface there to get it through. I'm just leaving an edge there because then I'll tuck the next piece underneath there. I've got some old shirts, bits or little scraps of old shirts downstairs where I made a big king size quilt, kind of patched quilt, and I've still got some bits left, and I'm thinking this would be a lovely way to use those. I'm going in both directions with my stitching, just depending on how the mood takes me. I start a new piece, so I don't know if that's probably supposed to all neatly go in the same direction, and I haven't done that. I'm probably breaking all sorts of Kawandi rules here, but you know. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just like the idea of it. I'm just using the kind of basic idea of patching all different size pieces together, starting from the outside and working my way in, and just being really random with it. And I think it would be really fun to use, because these are all 100% cotton, quite thin, quite lightweight fabric. It'd be quite interesting to do it with different weights and textures of fabric as well. Let's leave that little bit to tuck under. Yeah, so you can kind of see how that's going to go. I'll carry on working my way around the outside. Oops. Oh. And then I'll come back and see you in a few days when I'm ready to start working in towards the middle. And once I've sort of get my head around it here, I might try a bigger one then. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you've tried Kawandi quilting if you're watching this. And I'm very happy to. I have no idea what I'm doing. If anybody's got any useful tips or anything, do feel free to share them in the comments. I won't be offended. So that's all for today. I'll see you again really soon. Thanks very much for joining me. Bye.